The learning management system my school district uses is Schoology. I set up my food chain and food web subunit within this LMS. I am used to setting up folders, and here in this case it is the black folder, by adding in assignments to my Schoology courses. This is done by clicking the Add Assignment button and choosing among the options such as folders, test and quizzes, pages, and assessments. However, I did need to take some time to learn how to navigate the assignment completion option, thus increasing my technological knowledge of this program. I watched the videos that were included in the module, as well as accessing some on YouTube in order to get a better understanding of all the possibilities under the Member Must drop-down menus. I was able to select various features such as must view, submit, post a reply, and also scoring a certain number on an assignment. These student completion rules I found were located next to the Add Materials button. A great feature I learned from the videos is that I was able to create a sequence that the students must follow. So by clicking on the options and giving it a second to load, I was able to list all of the assignments that the students must complete and in a certain order. It was a nice progression. So they started with just the basics on food chains and food webs, and then gradually made their way up to the summative and their level 4 badge. Oh, what a tangled web we weave. This type of technology can also be used for a variety of projects. If you set up Schoology properly, students can also be self-directed learners, which in this food chain and food web subunit, they will be self-directed learners. They will progress through this unit individually and at their own pace. This gives them a greater sense of control over the learning process. Also, using this system allows the students to use the Chromebooks, which they have access to at home. All their materials can be housed in one location, allowing students to be better organized. Using gamification in Schoology also allows students to feel like they have ownership over their learning. There is a variety of resources at their disposal that is easily accessible within the food chain and food web unit. So this unit starts with directions. It's going to tell them what they're going to be doing over the next several class periods. There's a nice list, so it gives students a reference to come back to and make sure that they are completing everything. It gives them also a little intro video from YouTube, as well as a PowerPoint. This also has greater access to diverse needs if students need to access a video or be able to read the material. Students then click the next button, and it starts with a warm-up. Describe producer, consumer, autotroph, and heterotroph. This is a review from previous material. It gets that prior knowledge activated and also gets them thinking of the next step. So which one do you think is the most important in a food chain and food web? If we take a step back into the list of the assignments, you can see that the students must post a comment and or a reply. Once they do this, they will earn their level 1 badge. And their level 1 badge happens to be a producer, which is one of the terms that they're going to use throughout this subunit, because a producer is the lowest level of a food chain, which is why I made this badge number 1. Once they earn their first badge, they're going to go into a video that is teacher created, and it's going to give them a wealth of information about food chains and food webs. They can watch it as many times as they need, and it can serve as a resource as they progress through the unit if they need clarification on any other material. Once they view the video, they've now earned their level 2 badge. And this is a primary consumer. And as the students learn, primary consumers eat producers. And they are the second level in a food chain, which is why that is badge number 2. As they progress, the students are going to have to be a little bit more engaged and complete more assignments and more thought-provoking questions in order to earn the badges. So just like in a video game, as the video game gets tougher, it's a little harder to earn the badges. Next, this takes them into the feeding relationships assignment. And in this assignment, the students have a variety of text to read, so they can start learning about feeding relationships, food chains. Then they're going to use these information and these food chains to answer questions. As they progress, the questions do get a little bit more challenging. Then it's going to move them into food webs, which is basically a bunch of food chains put together. And then food pyramids. Once they complete this activity and submit it, they will earn their level 3 badge after they take a food chain checkup. At this point, I wanted to make sure that not only are they completing the assignments, but they're understanding the material that they're given in the assignment. So this food chain checkup, they must score at least an 8 out of 10 in order to earn their level 3 badge and make their way to the summative, which is a lab, and earn their level 4 badge, which makes them the top of the food chain and the apex predator. So if they score an 8 out of 10, they will move to the level 3 badge, which is known as a secondary consumer. And as you can see, secondary consumers feed on the primary consumers. So I wanted to make sure the badges I created tied in nicely to the unit that they are currently working on. After they earn their level 3 badge, like I said previously, they're going to go into, oh, what a tangled web we weave. This is the culmination or the summative of everything they've learned. So now the students are going to take their information about food chains, food webs, and food pyramids or energy pyramids and put it all together. So they're going to use Google Docs, Google Draw, and if they want to put it over in Google Slides, in order to make their food chains, food webs, and energy pyramids, they are allowed to do so. So it starts off, again, with just examining simple food chains, creating a chart. So the students will be using data here and putting it in a data chart in order to show understanding of who eats what and how energy moves from level to level. Once the chart is complete, then they're going to click on this box and hit the edit button once it comes up and use the arrows to show where the energy is moving. Once that is complete from the food web that they make, they're going to answer some more thought-provoking questions. They're going to go into higher parts of Bloom's taxonomy. So instead of just general recall, now they're going to be creating and analyzing information. And then this is going to take them to the last part of food chain and food web, which is an energy pyramid. So they're going to show how energy moves from level to level. So again, the benefits of turning this unit into gamification and earning badges, it served as great stopping points along the way for students to see where they are in the process, not necessarily what assignments I didn't complete, but what badges have I earned and what do I still need to earn. That puts a little less strain on, again, missing assignments or what do I need to make up, and more focus on the gaming aspects of badges I need to earn so I can be known as the top dog, the apex predator. This is really crucial as a special education teacher because it can be very difficult to motivate and keep my students engaged. As they come into my classroom with their own unique needs, it leaves many students already feeling different and less capable than their classmates. Grades are a really tough topic for them because sometimes no matter how hard they try, their grades don't really reflect the effort that was put in. So using gamification and earning these badges will help my students compete with just themselves and see themselves as an individual and not necessarily compare themselves to their peers. They're competing with themselves and earning these badges for themselves. And most of my students enjoy playing video games and incorporating these game-based elements that they're used to, such as scoring points on this food chain checkup and earning badges, will help also drive up their engagement.